So today I am here with Pranav Shah, Global Market Director, Dairy and Plant-Based Product Manager at SPX Flow. Hi, Pranav. Thanks for joining me today to continue our conversation about the protein trend and its impact on food and beverage manufacturing. I'm hoping to find out from you whether an increase in protein production has affected SPX Flow's equipment use at all. Is an increase in protein ingredients like powder, granules, in products processed in the same way, or are there limitations and adaptation needs?
Yes, I would say the increase in the in protein production, especially until now, we had lots of dairy proteins, animal proteins, and there are new proteins coming up, alternative proteins, plant-based proteins, functional proteins, precision fermented proteins, which are produced in the laboratory. We, in this week, in fact, are planning to do a test for precision fermented whey proteins. So there are different types of protein production coming up that has clearly impacted how the processing equipment are being used. The core unit operations, they remain the same, but the
Mhm.
way that we run them, the
Mhm.
process, the technology, that has changed significantly, which we will talk through during the interview, that what are those changes and how it impacts the process.
Mhm. Sure. Can you tell us a
Yeah.
little bit more about that?
Yeah. So let us say the unit equipment or the components that we use, they remain the same. So for example, the valves, the pumps, the homogenizers, the UHT systems, evaporators, spray dryers, membranes, those component, those equipment, they remain the same. But
Mhm.
all the proteins that we were discussing earlier, they really behave differently depending on the source or the type of protein. So the process that we do through those components and those equipment needs to be
Mhm.
adapted to those proteins. To tell you in little details how it works is like this. Let us say we take three examples for
Mhm.
making it easy to understand.
Mhm.
First and foremost are milk proteins. Let us say in milk there are two type of proteins, caseins and whey proteins.
Mhm.
Caseins are mainly used for making the cheese, but these whey proteins, those are the functional proteins that are used as WPC, that is whey protein concentrate or whey protein isolate. So those type of proteins, let us say, are the category number one.
Mhm.
This type of proteins, they do have high solubility, they have good heat stability, they have better emulsification properties. So all the dairy processes that we know traditionally and has been evolved over the years, we can use our normal processes like we clarify the whey, we take the clarified whey, pass it through membrane process, we have the concentrate, then we evaporate and spray dry, and then we get the whey proteins. So that is known process. Now let
Mhm.
us say category number two, and here let us take an example of plant proteins. For example, pea proteins, in short form, they are called as PPI, pea protein isolates, or
Mhm.
SPI, soy protein isolates. Now, these proteins, they will have lower solubility. They are more sensitive to heat. We are comparing relative to the whey proteins. So they have lower solubility. They are more sensitive to heat. They do have off flavors and sedimentation risks. They require tighter control on the shear, on the temperature, on the residence time when we process. So in these processes, we have to start somewhere else. We start with extraction first. Here we need decantation. So we decant. If there are other proteins, let's say oat protein, rice protein, then we also have to do some enzymatic treatment before. And after doing the extraction, it goes through membranes, evaporation, spray drying. So downstream remains a little bit same as whey proteins, but the upstream has now totally changed. And the use of whey protein versus plant proteins, those are also different. Whey proteins, for example, we can use in confectionaries, bakeries, as a drinking beverage, as a post-workout powders, WPC, WPI powders, while plant proteins mainly are used in plant-based yogurts, plant-based
Mhm.
cheese, plant-based preparations like meat analogs. So the difference is also there in the usage. So the functional properties needs to be made as per the use that we want to do. And if we touch the third category, let us take an example here, egg proteins, albumin.
Mhm.
They do have really strong gelling properties. So they form strong gels and structures. They are useful in different kind of applications. It can be specific type of bakeries or for sauces, for example, and they behave totally different when it comes to heat, when it comes to shear, and of course the end application. So the point here is that
Mhm.
depending on what is the raw material and what is the end application, what functionality do you want, this changes everything, how you process it with the components that you have. So the unit components, they remain the same, but how you use it, how you place it, what are the parameters that you run it, those changes as per the protein that you are working on.